What does a junk journal from the 1980s look like? Why, thank you for asking. Let me show you, because I've come across something fun as I'm unpacking things from our move. When I was in the 6th or 7th grade, I started a scrapbook where I would save cut out cartoon images from the newspaper because I happened to like those particular comics. And in my belongings, I came across my scrapbook. I just called it my cartoon scrapbook. And here you have my name. And the comics that I would put in here varied, but I did like Ziggy. So I have several comics from Ziggy in here. I also liked the family Circus. So I have some cutouts of the family Circus comics. All right, I like this. You're in Rememberies. We're going to come back to that because I may be using that word Rememberies for something. Then I also liked the Kathy. So, oh, Garfield. Okay, hold on. All right, I liked Garfield. So I have some Garfield images in here too. I liked Kathy as well. So I know there are some images or comics in here from Kathy. Here we go. And I think most of this book is actually one of the comics that I liked the most. And that would be The Far Side. Oh, something happened on those pages. Okay, here. I had this calendar up that I liked from The Far Side. So I would save those calendar images and just glue them onto the page. So as you can see, this was a very early iteration of a junk journal for me. And I do find other things in here. In fact, now that I'm on this page, I realized this book is later than I thought. It's not from 6th or 7th grade. It's actually from 9th or 10th grade, because this list here was a list that I made as I prepared to go off to a public school that I went to for 11th and 12th grade. It was the North Carolina School of Science and Math, and it was a public boarding school in North Carolina. You had to apply to get in, so I had to do like the SAT test early. Those had to do interviews, and then had to go through the application process. But I did get admitted and went there for my 11th and 12th grade years. So this list apparently is what I was making as I was preparing to go to school. Look at this calculator. We had to buy a TI-81 calculator. This was when I was going into the 11th grade. So we're talking 1991. $80 for a calculator back then. Those calculators are still expensive. I remember thinking that was so expensive. How was I going to be able to afford an almost $100 calculator? But this was the list that I made as I was preparing to go to school. That's pretty amazing. So here go more Far Side cartoons. Oh, look, this must have been a class list, I guess, before I went to school. Before I went to science and math. More Far Side images. This is so fun. So I guess I actually have the scrapbooking or junk journaling bug already in me, right? But this was neat to discover. I am going to put it here on my shelf with my other junk journals because this was junk journal number 1. Do you have any early iterations of a junk journal from maybe your childhood or when you were younger that you've come across now that you've started doing your junk journaling? I would love to know about it. So let me know in the comments.